go. Well, I would like to welcome to today's Creativity and the paranormal fiction author, Shirley McCoy. Welcome, Shirley.
Hi. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here. And we like to start out, you and I, or whoever I'm talking to, sharing a spooky mug or kind of a paranormal type of mug.
Mhm.
And I'll start. And I have an extra share today, by the way. So this is the Haunted Mansion. It's hard to see.
No.
Haunted Mansion mug. And I
that
had it years ago, and this broke, and I glued it on with super glue here. And I showed it in the video before, a long time ago. But there's a reason why I'm showing the Haunted Mansion, because a friend of mine, I'm from California, I'm in upstate New York right now, but she went to Disneyland last week or so and bought me some gifts because she knows I love Haunted Mansion. And they have a lot of stuff out because the brand new Haunted Mansion movie just came out. And
Yes.
so this is a tray. This is a ceramic tray that
how
she
cute.
got me, Madame Leota, who's in the crystal ball. And then she got me the Madame Leota shirt. So it's a Haunted Mansion day for me today.
Definitely.
All right. So what have you got for me? Sorry, I have to get back settled.
Okay. So what I have is a mug. Let me get it. Wait a minute. There we go.
Oh, carry on, my wayward son.
Yes, from the TV show Supernatural. If you know, Supernatural is saving people, hunting things, the family.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's great. I think you said earlier you went to the convention for Supernatural.
Yes. I've actually been to. They have had two in New Orleans over the past few years, and it was so much fun.
That is great. Because you're coming to us from Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Right? Well, I haven't visited New Orleans yet, and I would love to. And when I do someday, I'll look you up to. I don't know how far it is.
That'd be great. Yeah.
So we have a date in New Orleans.
Definitely.
And I like jazz. I know a lot of people complain about jazz, but I like jazz.
Well, I like a little bit of all kinds of music. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what I'd like to do now is read about your bio from your Amazon author page, and then I'll read the blurb of one of your fabulous books.
Excellent.
Excuse me. So Shirley grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and started writing at an early age. Always talkative, when she was 11, she began to put her thoughts on paper, writing stories inspired by some of her favorite writers, Laura Ingalls Wilder and Madeline Engel. As she grew older, she developed a love of romance, and in 2009, she decided to try her hand at paranormal romance. The result was The Smoke and the Fire, and its sequel, The Wind and the Fire. The Smoke and the Flame is the first, it's The Smoke and the Flame. Pardon me. Okay. I want to be correct, but we won't stop the video. We're going to keep going. The show must go on, right? The Smoke and the... Yeah. So the result was The Smoke and the Flame, and its sequel, The Wind and the Fire. The Smoke and the Flame is the first novel she has ever completed, although she has written several unpublished screenplays. Shirley graduated from Nicholls State University, where she majored in history and minored in English. Since graduating, she doesn't like to think about how long ago that was. I know the feeling, Shirley. She has worked at some of the best libraries in the Baton Rouge area. She makes her home there and enjoys spending time with family members that live in town, as well as those who live out of town. She also loves seeing movies, reading, too, and going to the park with her niece in her free time. Currently, Shirley is hard at work on her newest venture, tentatively titled Dragon Song. Is that up to date, Dragon Song?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Song will be out very soon, October 23rd. Yay!
Oh, fabulous. Oh, that's great. Send me your announcement and I'll spread it around. So now I would like to read the blurb from your book, The Last Descendants. And I reviewed this before. It sounds really compelling. Dr. Thomas Avery is the last direct descendant of Merlin the magician. He is the most powerful mage on the planet, but is he the only one? Thomas enlists scientist Dr. Jesslyn Matthews to help him find out. Yes, it is not just as a desire to discover whether he is the only person on Earth with magical power that drives him. Baylor, ruler of demons and all that is dark, is rising after 1,000 years. Only Merlin was able to defeat Baylor and his dark forces, but at the price of Camelot's destruction and the death of King Arthur. Thomas dares not face Baylor alone. He must find others with power, give them training and convince them to fight. It is the only way to push back the dark, restore the balance, and ensure that light rules for the next millennia. When Dr. Jesslyn Matthews got a call from Dr. Avery asking if she was interested in doing some research together, she had no idea what she was getting into. Founding a magic school, building an army, starting a passionate affair. These possibilities never occurred to her, yet for Thomas, she embraced them all, for Thomas and the light. With Baylor holding ever more sway over the students attending the newly founded Avery Institute, and with the dark rising, she can only hope her faith and the faith of the other descendants will be enough to defeat Baylor and his dark forces once and for all. Enjoy the romance, fantasy, and adventure of The Last Descendant. So, that sounds so good. I think I mentioned before, I could see that as a show on Netflix. I really could. They have such a great line of paranormal shows. I think that would just fit right in.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, hey, we can put it out there. After the strikes are over, by the way. Don't even get me started on that. So, okay, now that we have given your bio and talked about one of your fabulous books, I'm going to ask you, what is it about the paranormal realm that inspires you to write in this genre?
Well, I like anything. I like to read and I like to write anything that is not present day to day. I love anything paranormal, anything historical. I love the imagination that goes into it. And when I write paranormal, I can create my own world from scratch, and I love that.
Oh yeah. It gives you freedom, doesn't it?
What's that?
It gives you freedom, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Yes.
Very much.
So I love it too. Let me tell you. You can tell I love it. I don't think I have to explain.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite paranormal movie or TV show from your past or currently? Well, of course, Supernatural.
Definitely. Supernatural is really probably my absolute favorite. I really enjoyed watching let's see, what was it called? Shoot. Now I can't think of any other ones.
It'll come to you.
My mind. But yeah, I love to watch anything like that. So yeah. So Supernatural is really my favorite.
Definitely. I actually had to speak to a friend of mine on the phone after the last episode of Grimm. Grimm that was on around 2010, 2000. And we had to just talk to each other because we loved it so much, and we were like supporting each other because like it's over.
I just remember one of the ones that I really liked, Shadow and Bone.
Oh yes. Actually, I have to start watching that. There's so many, and once I'm done with one, I just finished The Walking Dead. season 11. You know, I know there's spin-offs now, but I just finished that because I like to watch something else paranormal and other shows too, action movies and stuff like that, and comedy, you know. But in between writing your own story, it's like you just want to pop out of your story for a while because it's wonderful, but it is work. You know, you have to go back and like, oh, this sentence is too long, whatever. So I kind of like to go into other shows that take me out of it. So I'm running through some series.
Ooh.
You know, it helps. So, okay, I have to ask, have you ever seen a ghost or had a paranormal strange experience?
Okay, so I have never seen a ghost or had any sort of experience like that, but I never say never, and I know many people have. And so I think of it like this. Have you ever seen a Princess Bride? And he says, they're in the swamp, and Wesley says, rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist. And then the rodent attacks him.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know, so I never say never. And I do, you know, I believe when people tell me about these experiences, it's like, I believe it. You know, these are people that I trust, and they're like, you know, I believe it.
Do you want to share one from them? You don't have to give the name.
What's that?
Did you want to share one of the stories one of your friends told you? You don't have to give the name.
Well, I have two friends that both had people that were gone recently.
Oh,
and this person came to me, they were here, that kind of thing.
Right,
and
right.
Friends that have told me that.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Yeah. Excuse me. So, do you have advice for aspiring writers? And I like to focus on, I mean, you can give any advice you like, but I like to focus on someone who is getting, you know, writing their manuscript, getting it all, you know, buffed up to present, submit to a publisher or agent.
Well, I have had two different pieces of advice that I got that I discovered that were, I mean, I was just like, these are the best two pieces of advice. One, just write. Nora Roberts says you can fix a bad page. You can't fix a blank page. Right. Then also just the idea of, if you don't see the book you want on the shelf, write it. And I think that those are the two big pieces of advice that I was like, yeah, I like those.
That is phenomenal. I don't think I had heard that before. You would have thought that I would have. You can fix a bad page. You can't fix a blank page. Yeah, that's true. That's so true. I was watching an interview with some people because I've been getting really into the strike stuff, even though I'm not in that arena yet. I'm not professional yet, but I, you know, making a living at it full time. But I really like to know what's going on, because whatever changes they make now is going to affect you and I later. Let's say one of our books is going to be sold to Netflix or some other show, you know, some other network. And yes, it can happen, by the way. Whatever they're doing now is going to affect us, I think, in a good way, because they are steadfast. So that's going to help our deals later. So that's why I've been really interested in what's going on with them. The reason I'm bringing it up is because a very established TV writer and another woman were being interviewed by Adam Conover, and he's on the board and everything, and he had a show on True TV. Adam ruins everything. He's a comedian, and he was an interviewer, and he like asked these stupid questions of people. It was a comedy show, and so he was talking to him about writing and what they want to do and this and that. And the man said to him, well, you know what our biggest fear is? And he said, what? A blank computer screen. Sitting in front of a blank computer screen. And I'm like, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, that's a big fear. But anyway,
that cursor,
had to throw that in.
That cursor just blink, blink, blink.
It's like the Jaws music, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, so no, I love that advice. And this is an kind of an optional question, but I sort of I put it in because some people had mentioned some stuff about it. So while you're writing and while you're doing your creative work, what would you say to naysayers? And I don't mean bad reviews later on Amazon or something like that, but you know, as you're going along, and no names or anything, but sometimes, you know, even people in your circle are kind of like not encouraging, and you have to, what you have to do to keep your self-belief going.
Well,
or maybe you didn't have
so I am also a narrator, and so someone once said to me, someone will actually want to listen to your voice?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? You have a great voice, by the way, because I'm an actor. My degree's in theater, and I know a lot of actors and voiceover people. You have a great voice. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And so that was like, oh my goodness. Now, you know, otherwise, the main thing that's been difficult for me is just, you know, I have a hard time because I feel like I've been doing this a while, and yet I wanted to be farther along. I'm impatient. I want to, you know, sell more books, you know, narrate more books, that kind of thing. But, you know, I just try to, I've realized that I am impatient, yet I'm a person that will persevere. Like, in which you would think those two things don't go together, and it's hard, but I just have to focus on persevering. And that's what I would say, you know, to people. If you're having a bad writing day, if you're, you know, down, you know, and just worried about, should I even be doing this anymore? Because every writer, I think, at some point has asked themselves that. Just, you know, stay the course and try to persevere with it, especially if it's what you love.
Yes, definitely. And you know what's funny is I kind of did this for myself the other day. I was, you know, like you said, having a really tired, bad writing day, and it was a bad day at the day job. And when that happens, it just adds to it. And there's not too many bad days at the day job, thank goodness. I got a good one now, because that makes a big difference too. But I was having a hard time, and I was thinking, okay, so let me see, Stara, you've had 3 books published. You're working on your next manuscript. Remember when you didn't even have anything published? Remember when you weren't sure if anyone would like anything? I would be writing and thinking, oh, they're not going to like that sentence. I had just started this first sentence. Like, you can't think that. And I just thought, well, hey, you know what? I have this gift. I've been published and everything, and let's just keep going, because remember when you didn't have anything, you know?
Right.
So
and, yeah, absolutely. It's like, I've been doing this. So I started seriously writing back in 2010. And by 2013, I had 2 books written. And the first one I self-published, that was the Smoke and the Flame. And, you know, I think that's a great way to look at it. Look back and see how far you come.
Yes, so, exactly. Now, before I let you, first, we have a few moments. Any last thoughts or comments on anything we've talked about?
Well, I've just had a great time.
Yay!
This has been really fun. And I can't think of anything else except to say I had a lovely time.
Oh, that's so nice. Getting you in the Halloween spirit.
Yes, definitely.
This is my writing room. You know, I love inspirational stuff. So I had gotten the 2 posters and all that you see, and Audrey Hepburn, Breakfast at Tiffany's, love that. And you can't see it, but I also have The Bishop's Wife, one of my favorite Christmas movies with Cary Grant and all that. But because when I started doing these videos, I wanted to add more to it, and all of a sudden I have a Halloween room. But you know, I don't care. But I can't let you go without asking this, Kate, because you're in Louisiana, you're in Baton Rouge, and you go to New Orleans, right? New Orleans from time to time, I imagine.
Yeah.
Have you gone on any of the ghost tours in New Orleans?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I have been to the Myrtles Plantation.
Oh, okay.
done the ghost tour there, but I have not done any of the ghost tours in New Orleans. In fact, I really like, there's a lot of stuff in New Orleans that I really like. I'm like, I need to go to the I think they're calling it the World War II Museum now. It was the D-Day Museum. I need to do that, you know.
Yeah.
Aquarium is also really awesome. That sort of thing. Yeah. So, but no.
Wow. Okay. Well, when I come to New Orleans, we have to do a ghost tour. And did you feel anything at the Myrtles? Because I've seen that on TV shows. That's really haunted.
I did not, unfortunately.
Well, that's kind of a good thing, because sometimes people that do, you know, a ghost will follow you home.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want that. So maybe sometimes it's good to be cut off from the
Right.
that energy is there. But yeah, that was such a sad story at the Myrtles, you know. Yeah. Anyone who wants to find out about it, just look it up. Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, right?
Right.
Somewhere in Louisiana, yeah. And believe me, it's all right there. It's all over the internet. So thank you, Shirley. I've had a nice time too. I've had a great time. And so yeah, let us know when your book comes out in October. I mean, send something to me and I'm going to send it out to my social media, and we'll get it out there. Yeah, I love books coming out in October. It's my favorite month. My book with Wild Rose Press, Bay of Darkness, came out October 2nd, 2019. And I was so glad that it made it into the month of October. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a spooky one.
I'm so excited. And it's so funny. We have our Louisiana book festival. I work at the state library as my day job. And we had the book festival like 5 days after my book comes out on October 28th.
Oh,
is
perfect.
The festival. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, take some pictures there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good luck with it. And thank you so much for being on Creativity of the Paranormal. And this is a little tagline I like to say at the end. I like to say, may all your paranormal encounters be magical. Be well, everybody.
I love
it.
Bye.